It being 5 o'clock, the Lafourche Parish Council meeting of December 12, 2017 is hereby called to order. Roll call, please, Ms. Carleen.
Mr. Jones? Not here. Ms. Sposito? Here. Mr. Grow? Mr. Melvin?
Here.
Mr. Bourgeois?
Here.
Mr. Perilou?
Here.
Mr. Otan?
Here.
Mr. Lafont? Here. Mr. Lorraine?
Here.
Mr. Cantrell?
Here.
At this point, if everyone please rise, as the invocation will be led by Mr. Bourgeois, followed by the pledge, led by Mr. Grow.
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we ask that you watch over us, give us the strength, the wisdom, and the knowledge to act accordingly in the best interest of Lafourche Parish. We ask you watch over every citizen, every person, especially with the holidays coming. Take care of everyone. This is the time of celebration. We ask you to take care of our family. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Section A, item number 1, motion to accept the minutes from November 14, 2017 regular session. This item was deferred from 11/28/17. Moved by Mr. Grow, second by Mrs. Sposito. Any discussion on this item? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 8-0-1. All right, item 2. January 9th. Okay, so items 2 and 3 on the minutes are deferred to January 9th of 2018. Yep, moved by Mr. Gross, second by Mrs. Sposito. We have to vote on the deferment? No, huh? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 8-0-1. Section B, presentations and their updates. Number 4, Parish President James B. Cantrell to present Employee of the Month and WOW Awards for the month of November.
Employee of the Month for November 2017 is Ms. Linda Doucette. Ms. Linda has been with the parish for over 3 years. She is a bus monitor for Head Start. Here are comments from her nominations. I'm not nominating Ms. Linda for Employee of the Month. She is a very caring and giving person. She goes out of her way to make the children's bus ride an enjoyable one. She reads, sings, dresses up, and has meaningful conversations with the children. She works well with everyone and is always smiling and pleasing. Another comment says Ms. Linda deserves Employee of the Month because she is such a warm-hearted person who truly loves the children. She not only monitors the children on the bus, but she also teaches them, sings to them, reads to them, and does puppet shows for them. She is one of the first people the children see in the morning, and she strives to make sure they are happy when they arrive to school. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Linda Doucette on Employee of the Month for November 2017. We also have 2 WOW recipients for the month of November. The first, Ms. Julie Verrett, Coroner's Clerk at the Coroner's Office since 2013. Comment from her nomination. I am nominating Ms. Julie Verrett for a WOW Award, recognizing her for outstanding work relationship with the public on a daily basis. Ms. Julie comes to work each day on time and pleasant to everyone needing help or in the worst times of their lives, either after a death or mental health issue. Her job is stressful, and she handles herself professionally, and we have received many compliments. Ms. Julie communicates well with her coworkers and Lafourche Parish citizens, and we thank her for her efforts. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Verrett as a WOW recipient for the month of November. Make sure I'm giving you the right one. Our second WOW recipient is Ms. Danielle Adams, a part-time public works clerk at Matthews Government Complex since 2016. Danielle is energetic and proactive and is always willing to lend a hand to whomever needs it. She often replaces the receptionist when needed and goes out of her way to be helpful to customers and to the citizens. Danielle is always pleasant and friendly and goes the extra mile in whatever task she is assigned. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Adams as a WOW recipient for the month of November 2017.
You deferring 6? Okay. All right, congratulations to those winners. Section C, ordinances for discussion and ratification. I'm going to pull number 5 because we reintroduced it as a resolution instead of an ordinance. So that is pulled. Section D, public hearing and ordinances for ratification. Can someone move by Mr. Bourgeois, second by Mr. Otan? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So we're hereby open. Item number 6.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to defer number 6 to January 9th, 2018.
All right, number 6 has been deferred to January 9, 2018. Item 7, ordinance to install additional 15-mile-per-hour speed limit signs on West 135th Street, Galliano, Louisiana, Ward 10, District 9, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, providing for the placement of speed limit signs and providing penalties for the violations thereof. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Second by Mr. LaFont. Any discussion on this from the public? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Being none. From the council? Being none. Moving to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 8-0-1. Item number 8, ordinance amending ordinance number 5782 and amending and reenacting Chapter 34, Article 9, Recreation District, Section 34-209 through 34-219 of the Lafourche Parish Code of Ordinances as it pertains to Recreation District Advisory Boards and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. Can someone move for me? Moved by Mr. LaFont, second by Mr. Otan. Any discussion from the public? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Being none. From the council? Being none, moving to a vote, signify by saying aye. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 8-0-1.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to thank Kevin and his group for doing such a great job on that.
Thank you, Kevin, and your
I see
group.
Pat's back there, thank you.
Okay, can we get a motion to close? Moved by Mr. Bourgeois, second by Mr. LaFont. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 8-0-1. Public forum is closed. Section E, proposed ordinances, number 9. Ms. Esposito, please.
9, proposed ordinance approving the attached servitude agreement between Barry L. Verdon, Susan H. Verdon, and the Lafourche Parish Council, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement. Councilman Melvin. Number 10, proposed ordinance providing for a 2017 supplemental appropriation 17-039 within the 2017 operation and maintenance budget to adjust for year-end projections, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said transaction as provided for by Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Councilman Lorraine. Number 11, proposed ordinance providing for the 2017 supplemental appropriation 17-038 within the 2017 operation and maintenance budget to de-obligate the Bayou Lafourche saltwater control structure project, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said transaction as provided for by Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Councilman Lorraine.
All right, thank you. For the record, Mr. Jones arrived at 5:08. All right, Section F, resolutions. Number 12, resolution rescinding resolution number 17-358 as it pertains to a cooperative endeavor agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Launch Leeville to provide a handicap accessible portalet at the Leeville Fishing Pier. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Yes, sir.
I'd like to pull it
Pull it.
and thank Ms. Rodas for getting a portalet put there.
Okay. So it's been taken care of. Done.
Cooperative endeavor's been signed and agreed, and there is a portalet over there.
Okay, outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 13, resolution approving an agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Arthur J. Gallagher Benefit Services for employee health coverage with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana and COBRA benefits provided through Wage Works effective January 1st, 2018, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreements and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Groh, second by Ms. Esposito. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Groh.
I have an amendment from the floor. Administration introduced this to us, which is the differs from the packages. Yeah, so we want to replace page 52 with this new.
Page 52? So that's what the amendment is for, to replace page 52?
Just to discard, it's a different breakdown of benefits.
You have to compare it. All right, while we're looking into this, does anyone have any questions of the administration or of Gallagher or anything? Mr. Otam?
Can they specifically say what's different on this sheet? I mean, it's a lot, we're looking at probably, I don't know, 100 numbers right here or something?
Anyone with the administration want to, come on up, sir. Well, we could discuss it first. Okay. Okay. So, so the amendment is presented by Mr. Grow, second by Mrs. Esposito. So we're going to vote on the amendment.
Vote if anybody has any objections, is being replaced.
Okay. So, man, that's a first. I don't recall ever doing that before.
When it's from the floor.
So since it's from the floor, we're gonna vote to make sure it's a unanimous acceptance that we accept this as an amendment. Make sense to everyone?
No, I'm not voting for that.
So you don't want to lower the?
I'm not voting for that.
Okay. So Mr. Lorraine don't want to enter the new numbers into so the employees save on their health insurance. So once again, we'll probably have to defer this item then because we can't vote on it as is because it has the original numbers on it.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
if I
sir.
may, I think this needs to be introduced as a substitute resolution.
That's what I thought we were doing. That's why I'm kind of confused with the whole unanimous thing because this is not a unanimous, this is an amendment.
But when it comes from the floor, that y'all didn't have it ahead of time, regardless, unanimous or from the floor, takes all 9 of the council to agree to go to.
Yeah, it was emailed to us last week.
Y'all want to go that way, that's fine with me.
I want it to be legally binding.
Yeah,
I don't remember
What it
amendments
does
ever
is
having
it
to be voted
decreases
on
the
unanimous.
out-of-pocket
A whole,
for family and, single and family coverages, it decreases the out-of-pocket. If you go down on the different plans, plan 1, 2, and 3, it decreases the out-of-pocket on deductibles and out-of-pocket
I
maximums.
thought we were just substituting page 52 for the new information as an amendment. That's what it is, right? So we don't have to do a unanimous agenda. It's an amendment.
I gotta go. Mike, did you come up with the amendment?
I was handed this when I walked in, and it's different from what we had in our package, which was just
Yeah, but
together from
amendment-
last time. When we walked in, administration had the new spreadsheet, which was agreed upon before, I guess, the packages were printed, or after the packages were printed. It's a decrease in the out-of-network benefits and in the in-network benefits. It's just a decrease in the single and family out-of-pocket expenses. So I don't know why, I don't know why we wouldn't accept this new spreadsheet.
As an
It
amendment.
doesn't change anything on the verbiage of the resolution or anything. It's just one article is not accurate since they met again, and we had this letter come out that's not in the package, that we've got in the mail. It's just an addition to this letter that I printed out that we got via email. I mean, y'all had that, right?
Yes,
It came from,
Chairman.
Mr. Jones.
Amendment would have to come from the administration. We cannot amend the contracts.
Right, they requested we amended. They requested Mr.
But
Grow
it
to
gotta
amend it.
have, be in writing from the administration.
We received this letter on December 8th, this letter via email, which allowed us to talk to Arthur Gallagher if we had any questions. And it had a second attachment, which is this actual spreadsheet that I'm trying to introduce now. All I'm saying is page 52 is not accurate
In the existing contract.
in the
right.
existing contract. We had a letter from administration with a supplemental Excel sheet that explained what they decided upon after meetings since our last meeting. I don't know why we would keep this in unless you want me to just say we introduce this after. I'd like to add this to the paperwork. I mean, so I'm trying to do.
But Mike, it has to come from the administration. I know what you're saying in the letter. We all got the letter. but that amendment for a contract has come from the administration. We can't, this council can't amend the contract.
Okay. Second amendment is pulled, so do you want to defer this item again?
We can't, can I just, if y'all need something right, I'll write it right now. Maybe we can write it.
Would that be acceptable if they actually handwrite it now?
Yeah, from the administration.
Okay. So basically, something to the effect of we're replacing page 52 with new premiums and deductibles. Right. Yeah, because it doesn't pay to move on this unless we do it properly. I can't read your lips. Mr. Lorraine, Mr. LaFawn, you guys want to say?
Yes, I want
Go
to say
ahead.
something. First of all, I don't think this should be on the agenda, and I'm going to tell you why. The deadline to put anything on this agenda was December the 4th at 12 noon. We had a meeting December the 5th at 5 p.m. So this legally would have to be put on unanimous. And there's quite a few other items. All the community action items, the agenda was at 12 noon on the 4th. They met at 5:30 or 5 o'clock that afternoon. So none of those items should be on. I think I even have one, and I'm going to check before I vote. So if y'all want to vote, y'all go ahead and vote, but I'm not voting because this is not right. You got to go to unanimous. You missed the deadline. Am I correct, Ms. Corleen?
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Lorraine, Community Action did not miss the deadline. I put those items on the agenda that morning. If we didn't have a meeting that afternoon, it would have been pulled tonight.
You can't do that.
Why you can't do it?
Because what happens if they wouldn't have had a meeting?
I would have pulled them tonight.
Okay, but this was put on after.
No, it was, the Community
This
Action
was put on the 5th, not the 4th. Am I right or wrong? When was this put on?
Monday.
No, not yours. I'm talking about just healthcare.
This was deferred from last meeting.
That's exactly right, but you still missed the deadline.
Missed the deadline, it was deferred from last week.
The deadline was on Monday, the 4th at 12 noon. Your meeting was Tuesday night at 5.
What meeting?
Special meeting right here for the insurance that y'all didn't want to vote for. You deferred it to the next meeting, but you missed the deadline. It's in black and white. You need a unanimous. That's what you needed. You're not going to get it as long as I'm sitting here.
Mr. Chairman, how about we call a special meeting tomorrow? I'll be here.
Mr. Mike. All right, so turn your mics off if you're not using it, please. Hang on, Mike. All right.
Okay, I have in front of me, administration requests an amendment to item number 13 to replace the spreadsheet on page 52 with a new spreadsheet outlining a change to the 3 options of health care from Blue Cross.
Now I'm good. That's what we need. That's all we need.
Okay, so you moved on that amendment. Ms. Posner, are you seconding this amendment? Okay. Any further discussion on the amendment? Being none, we'll move the amendment to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So it passes 7-0-0-2. All right. Now we're going to vote on number 13 as amended. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2. All right, congratulations, employees. Y'all have health insurance for 2018.
You,
You don't wanna discuss?
we didn't ask the people for this.
No, nobody wanted to discuss. I gave them the option.
Yeah, I got my light on.
Go ahead. What do you want to discuss?
I just wanted to read this from an employee, just to give us an example. We've got an $85 million budget, so let's assume we're gonna save $500,000 on this insurance, okay? That's not a lot when you're thinking in terms of $85 million budget, okay? If you have an employee, and this is from an employee, if you have an employee that makes $778 an hour as a teacher, gross before tax is $16,182, and after the current insurance is paid, their take-home is $9,769. That's take-home, okay? Now, for the same health insurance now, for the family of 5, the cost will go up to $716 a month, okay? So, they get to bring home the new insurance, and the bring home a month now is $159 every 2 weeks, or $319.50 a month. So that means that that employee with this new insurance, their total take-home to pay their bills is $3,834 a year for the family of 5. Now, this woman, her husband has insurance as a secondary through his job, but she wants to pay the penalty simply because his insurance at work is no good. They'd have to go broke to pay the deductible. So this is just a prime example of, in my opinion, it's not just unique to the parish, it's nationwide. And I think it's a crying shame that we're here in this country. I mean, if you really let this marinate, okay? We split an atom in 1945, we landed on the moon in '69, and people can't afford to pay health insurance in 2017. Okay?
Mr. LaFont.
I just had a question, Byron, maybe wanted somebody or the administration, might be the administration. Some of the employees stressed to me, they were concerned, maybe Human Resource can answer it, that on the surcharge, their open enrollment has been closed if their wife works for somebody else or their spouse works for somebody else, and their open enrollment is closed. I know it's a special circumstances. Is there a law that says they have to give them insurance within a certain amount of time? Do you know that law, and can you explain it?
That who has to provide insurance? Us or
Their employer, the spouse's employer.
if,
If their enrollment's closed, some of them saying it might take 30 days, they're gonna be without the insurance for 30 days.
if their enrollment, if the spouse's enrollment is closed, all we need is a document from their employer stating that, and then they will be on our insurance at no surcharge.
Okay. So if they're closed, and they're gonna be covered until they can have insurance, right?
Correct. And then the following open enrollment, the spouse's open enrollment, they would be required to get on their employer coverage.
Okay, all right. Thank y'all for that. Appreciate it.
Mr. Otam.
Yeah, I had the same questions. The penalties that the administration is assessing to the employees, I just wanted to make sure that was kind of the same thing, I guess, what Jared was bringing up.
Now, I got one more question. How are we gonna monitor, and how are we gonna figure out who, it's gonna be an honor system, or y'all gonna call employers, or y'all gonna call how's that gonna happen?
I mean,
I don't want the setup as if we mad at one employee and we call their employee just to get them, we're not mad at another. I don't want that to happen. So what's gonna be the procedure for that?
basically, at open enrollment, we are going to have each employee complete an enrollment affidavit explaining, answering questions, whether or not their spouse has coverage. And it basically is an honor system, and we can monitor as best as we can, but we're relying on the employees to be honest, so.
All right, thank you.
So they're gonna sign an affidavit and being honest, and if not, then they can face penalty, right?
We can, we can remove them from coverage if we find out that they did in fact lie.
And then I'm just gonna reiterate this one more time. If their enrollment for their spouse is closed, they can get something saying it's closed, and they're gonna be covered here.
Correct.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
welcome.
All right, and before we move on, I want to thank the administration for going back to the drawing board and helping the employees out with these rates. I think it was an admirable thing to do, and I'm sure everyone that's on the plans appreciate that effort. You save them some money, and it goes a long way for morale, I believe. So thank you. Item number 14, resolution requesting the administration to pay the town of Golden Meadow for the Golden Meadow seawall flood protection in the amount of $100,000. Moved by Mr. Jones.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Item 15, resolution, second request, requesting the administration to move forward to complete the project entitled Drainage in Abbey Lakes, project code number 13048, with a balance of $202,000. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mrs. Esposito. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 16, resolution requesting the administration to receive sponsorship for their items from the council member whose district is affected by the item. Can someone move for me on this? Moved by Mr. Melvin, second by Mr. Jones. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 17, resolution approving amendment number 2 to the cooperative endeavor agreement between Lafourche Parish government and the state of Louisiana Facility Planning and Control for the South Lafourche Airport Corridor Project, FP&C project number 50J291401, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 18, resolution approving a contract between Office of Public Health Center for Community Preparedness, CCP, and Lafourche Parish Government for the City's Readiness Initiative, CRI, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said contract and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Otan, second by Mr. Lafont. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 19, resolution to renew the agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, Inc. to provide commercial general liability, auto liability, public officials and employers liability, cyber and privacy liability, excess workers' compensation, hull and P&I, marine pollution, aviation liability, and crime coverages as quoted, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Grow. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 20, resolution approving an agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Larice Insurance Agency, LLC, to provide commercial property, scheduled equipment, inland marine, and boiler and machinery coverage as quoted, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mrs. Esposito. Any discussion? Mr. Melvin?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Moving to a vote, signify by saying aye. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Abstain.
So, 7-1-0-1. Right?
And that extension was Mr. Melvin
And
Mr. Lorraine, correct?
the nay was Lorraine, right? Did you provide a reason for your abstention?
Conflict.
A conflict of interest, okay. Number 21, resolution approving an agreement between Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness and Lafourche Parish Government in the amount of $1,294,882.78 to elevate 8 properties located in Lafourche Parish under Project FMAPJ06LA 2016003, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that while I'm thrilled that some of these folks are getting some relief and their houses are getting lifted, especially in my district, I'm just wondering if in the future, if these people had an option to take the money and go towards a new house, because, you know, it just seems as though sometimes they're still building higher, but it's still in a low area. So anyway, thank y'all.
All right, any further discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 22, resolution directing and authorizing the Louisiana State Mineral and Energy Board and the Office of Mineral Resources to accept nominations, advertise for, accept, and award bids, and execute all oil, gas, and mineral leases pertaining to the immovable property list on the attached Exhibit A, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Melvin. Second by? Second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? Being none, moving to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 23, resolution approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Lafourche Parish government and the Department of Children and Family Services, Office of Children and Family Services for the operation of a disaster supplemental nutrition assistance program, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Oldtown. Second by? Second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Item 24, resolution approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Lafourche Parish government and VITA, Voluntary Income Tax Assistance, United Way Lafourche Community Concerned Citizens for free tax preparation to the citizens of Lafourche Parish at the Recreation District Number 2 Emergency Recreation and Community Center, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Can someone move for me? Moved by Mr. Bourgeois, second by Mr. Lafont. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Number 25.
I'm
Deferring?
deferring 25 to the first meeting in January. Yes, sir.
Till when, 9/12? Is it? I mean, 1/9/18?
Thank you.
Okay. Defer till 1/9/18. Item 26, resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in Lafourche Parish, State of Louisiana, Road District Number 1 and Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana on Saturday, November 18, 2017, to authorize the levy of special taxes therein. Moved by Mr. Bourgeois. Second by Mr. Oldtown. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Ms. Luce, do you want to pick up on 27?
Resolution approving Louisiana Housing Corporation Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, contract program year 10/1/2017 through 9/30/2019, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Grohl. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes
8-0, absent, 1 abstention. 8-0-0-1.
8-0-0.
The abstention being
One abstention being Councilman Lorraine. 28, resolution approving agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Second Harvest Food Bank of Greater New Orleans and Acadiana to distribute commodities made available by the United States Department of Agriculture pursuant to 7 U.S.C. 612C to eligible soup kitchens, food banks, food pantries, and emergency feeding organizations in accordance with 7 CFR Part 250 and 251 and the Hunger Prevention Act of 1988, PL 100-435, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Otan. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I want a question. Is those the one y'all saying didn't make the deadline? Yep. Daniel, when you were chairman, I think that's a chairman's decision on that deadline at 12 o'clock. Because I remember, Daniel, when you was chairman at one time, you allowed people to turn things in before.
When I was
after.
chairman, myself, and you can ask that lady right there, if I was late myself, I wouldn't put it on the agenda till the next meeting. Myself. So don't come in, throw words in the mouth, and you did this and you did that. I'm telling you what I did.
Councilman Melvin? I do believe it is the chairman's decision.
And then stone,
But there's, if we got rules to follow, we need to follow them.
No, but the chairman
It doesn't matter.
can
You
make
have
an
rules and
exception.
It should
No.
be, all that stuff should be unanimous.
The rules is that the chairman can make an exception.
Goes to the district attorney tomorrow and see if that was done right or wrong.
Excellent, do that.
Mr. Chair, getting back to Mr. Lafont's remark, Daniel, he's absolutely correct. You put a lot of stuff on after the deadline when you was the chairman.
No, no. I had stuff that I wanted to put after the deadline, and I waited 2 weeks. If you don't believe me, ask the lady.
Let's move on, let's vote.
The vote passed already, 7-0-0-2, with Councilman Bourgeois and Lorraine abstaining. 29, approving a memorandum of understanding between Lafourche Parish Council, Office of Community Action, and the Salvation Army, a Georgia corporation for the Salvation Army, ALM, Divisional Headquarters at 1450 Riverside Drive, Jackson, Mississippi, 39202, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer the memorandum of understanding and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Paraloo. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2 with Lorraine and Bourgeois abstaining. Number 30, resolution approving a lease agreement between Warren J. Harang Jr. Municipal Auditorium, herein called Lesser, and Lafourche Parish Government Office of Community Action, herein called Leasee, for the quarterly commodity distribution in 2018, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said lease agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Jones, second by
Second.
Councilman Paraloo. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2 with Bourgeois and Lorraine abstaining. 31, resolution approving amendment number 1 to the agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and St. James Parish Area Agency on Aging, allowing Lafourche Parish Council Office of Community Action to serve as a host agency of the Senior Community Service Employment Program, SCSEP, funded through St. James Parish Area Agency on Aging and operated under Title V of the Older Americans Act to provide a safe and healthful work site for participants, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Paraloo. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2 with Lorraine and Bourgeois abstaining.
I'll take it loose. Item 32, resolution approving the social services contract, community services block grant, CSBG FY 2017 to 2019, between the Louisiana Workforce Commission, Office of Workforce Development, and Lafourche Parish Council, Office of Community Action as the sub-grantee to receive and administer community services block grant, CSBG funds to provide assistance to low-income families in Lafourche Parish in accordance with state requirement, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents and amendments in accordance with the provisions of the Community Services Block Grant Act of 1981. Moved by Mr. Jones. Second by Mrs. Esposito. Any discussion? Being none, moving to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2. Item 32, resolution approving a 36-month agreement for Tyler Hosted Services for Munis Offsite Software as a Service, SAAS hosting, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Second by. Second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion?
I want to find out, when was this put on the agenda? I was called by the administration to put this on, but I don't exactly know, did it make the deadline or not? Because if it didn't make the deadline, I'm not voting for it.
No, we sought Chairman Paraloo's approval to add after
That's
the
right.
deadline.
It was after the deadline, and it was a service that they, I don't know what happened. The date was overlooked or something. Can you clear that up? Anyway, it was like an hour after the deadline. They asked if they can put it on the agenda, and I said, sure.
I said I'd sponsor it, but I ain't gonna be a hypocrite. I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. So, any other discussion on this? Being none, moving to a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, he moved on it.
He did move on it.
Yeah, he can't abstain.
He can abstain from his own motion, though.
No, he moved on it.
He moved and
I moved on it, but I did decide not to vote for it.
yeah, he
I
can
think
do
that's
that.
my right. I could vote for what I want or who I want. And I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I abstained on all the others because they missed the deadline, and this one missed it too.
Okay, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 7-0-0-2. All right, Section G, engineers, architects, reports. Any engineers tonight? Section H, parish president, department head, directors, manager reports, presentations, or updates. Section I, questions for the administration. Mr. Jones.
I got one. It was brought to my attention that the Bayou Blue Water Park don't have permits. I need to find out if this is true or not. And that's
Yes,
Bayou
that is
Blue
correct.
Water Park in District
The splash
5.
pad, the splash park thing?
Yeah.
Yes, the splash pad between the contractor and the engineer, we're looking into it, we're investigating on how this happened, but they moved forward with the project without actually getting their permit issued from permits and planning. There are possible penalties in place. It's something we're looking into. I'm working with Director Burrow on that.
And was that done by resolution?
Was what done by resolution?
That splash park brought to the council, was it brought by resolution?
To move forward?
Yeah.
That's part of what I gotta look into.
Is what?
I don't know how they got the go-ahead.
It did come before us, that. Well, I know the funding did.
It's funny, I don't remember it bringing forward to proceed.
I don't recall that either.
I don't want to be a hypocrite, but
Yeah,
I need
I
to
don't
check
blame
into
you.
this.
Yeah. All right, any other questions? Ms. Esposito?
I'd also like to thank the administration for getting the health insurance done. I hope next year we do a better job. I know we ended up even later this year than last year. I hope next year we can get this put behind us a little bit earlier.
We started in August. Ms. Ambler's here, she can tell you that she started in August.
Who's here?
She left, oh, she left, okay. But anyway, she started in August.
Yeah, we will most definitely start this process earlier next year. In fact, talking with Emily, I think we're looking at a May, June timeframe to really start looking at it again. Unfortunately, this year, I was not in the office until July. I think things were kind of waiting on me. And then we built that process. So it did delay a little bit, but we're going to, once again, look at it and try to make it better.
Mr. Jones?
Yes, and Mr. Haas, a message from the employees that they really appreciate you working on this, and you lived up to your promise to them that you will be working to help them in insurance, and I want to thank you for it too. On that note, appreciate it.
Well, with that, I think we also need to recognize that Mr. Jimmy did come back to the table immediately after, so I think we have to recognize that as well.
Yeah, all stakeholders involved in the renegotiation did a great job. We appreciate it. Mr. Otam?
Yeah, well, I wish I could say it's all nice and dandy, but I can tell you the calls I got were not, because some of these people have been on this plan for a long time, like 10, 15, 20 years. And now some of these are going to be penalized pretty significantly because their spouse works, because they have a job, versus if a spouse that doesn't have a job, you can get this good plan. So I think it's unfortunate that we're putting penalties on those employees like that we're slapping them on the hand. I hope that we can look a little further deeper and see what we can save elsewhere or help these people out. Because once again, it's a tough thing to penalize your employees like that, and especially when they got a spouse that works. So I heard the employees loud and clear over the last week, and it's just kind of between a rock and a hard place here, and we had to move forward.
All right. Section K, legal advisor report, none. Section L, public wishing to address the council. Ms. Carleen?
Mr. Tim Harris and Ms. Rachel Abaya, you'd approach the podium. State your name and address for the records, please. You by yourself? Yeah. Okay. Please remember you have 3 minutes, Ms. Abaya.
The little white button.
Got it? Okay, my name is Rachel Abear. I'm having trouble with property we bought on Rancho and Trace. Right now it's a big thing about bullying. Well, I tell you what, trying to deal with our parish.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You gave your name and not your address.
Oh, I'm sorry. I live on 458 Sugar Trail, Homer, because I kind of got booted out of the parish. We talk, like I said, we talk about bullying in schools. Well, you try to deal with your parish and see if you're going to get bullied. They lie to you. We bought property. I gave y'all some pictures of what the ditch looks like that we went to court with, which the first time, for the ones that don't know me, I did come talk to y'all. We owned Harrisburg Boys for 26 years in La Rose. So I am from Lafourche Parish. I was born and raised here. We bought property. We did buy with the ditch. Well, Parish decides they're going to come in and I bought two lots, one on cul-de-sac and one on the front lot. The cul-de-sac had the big ditch, 16-foot ditch. As you can see, I'm standing in the ditch. Well, the one on the first property, it's only a little bitty ditch. Well, the parish decided they were going to come in and start putting 15 feet of flags all over. They were going to start digging. So we tried to go the right way. We tried working with them. We tried. Mr. James Bourne made it very clear that he was going to buy this property from Wesley Bourne at a good price. It was just a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of people saying things from the parish that were not even called for, were not professional. We even dug up in Thibodeau to where it showed that it was a 20-foot servitude, okay? And it showed, I have documents, I have everything, I can show it to y'all. It was a 20-foot servitude. We found out that Mr. Steve Falsman do an active correction on it. So we started really looking good at it and found the correction was he forgot to add the ditch. What they were trying to say is the ditch is 16 feet, okay? Well, the parish is trying to take on as much as they want to keep taking the ditch, and it keeps eroding. They feel like they own the property and keep taking our property. So we went to court. Well, I had never been to court, so there's a lot of things that didn't come out in court that should have come out, things that they did to us, things that they said, and bullying and things. Well, the judge didn't rule on it yet. Well, Mr. James Bourne let Mr. Tim Harris know not long ago that once the judge does rule on it, they're coming and sweep the ditch. Well, with everything that we've been through with them, I'm not sure that they're going to not dig a 16-foot ditch on this other property that we have like a 2-foot ditch. Now, the judge, and I can't blame him because there's a lot of things that didn't come out in court that should have come out. But on our tract that we bought, shows no ditch. On what they had on file before Mr. Steve False went doing act correction, there was no ditch. When we confronted Mr. Steve False about it, he looked straight at Jimmy Cantrell, and Jimmy said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I messed up." I heard it, and 3 other people that were standing right behind me heard him when he told this to Mr. Cantrell. We can't sell our property because because the judge hasn't ruled on it, because they're acting like some 2-year-olds. We accepted what the judge put, well, they're not. They want more. And like I said, I feel that, it says they have a junction here that they cannot dig bigger than what they have here, but from past things that they've done to us, I really don't trust them. I feel that once the judge is going to rule on it, they're going to come there and they're going to dig this ditch. And I don't understand why they're saying they need to dig the ditch, because Myrtle Drive, who is next to us, has huge ditches that can drain. They're saying that they need to drain on us. I don't understand why, because they have it. Where the railroad tracks at, they have a huge culvert. There's no reason why they want to dig on our property except us keep hearing, we're buying the property from you at a good price. I put 2 and 2 together. And I would like to ask you, Mr. Bourne, I'd really like to ask you, What was your agenda of letting us know that you were gonna buy the property at a good price?
You talking about the property behind the track?
Yes,
Yes.
but the property in front of the track was what y'all were gonna destroy.
Ma'am, I can't talk anymore about it because it's still under legal, advice.
And okay, and Mr. Jimmy Cantrell, you said that you were not pursuing this. And I let it go last meeting. You said you weren't pursuing. So actually what you were saying is, it's not y'all that's doing it. Your lawyer, Mr., what is it, Gee, your lawyer's name? He's the one that supposedly is still, after all of this, trying to get everything? I mean, because you said you had no prior knowledge of y'all even going against what the judge is saying. So I would like to know now, finally, I'm not afraid anymore. Now I would like to know, what is your agenda? If you're not the one that's doing all of this with trying to get the judge to rule on your favor, that y'all don't want to do what the judge is saying, I'd like to know, tell everybody what kind of parish president you are. I want to know exactly what's your agenda.
Ms. Rachel, I have no agenda here. And we're waiting for the judge. We can't comment on a litigation fact right now. You come over here, and we can't answer any questions because of the litigation that took place. Until the judge signs it, then I'm willing to talk to you, sit down with you, and I'm willing to try to
And
help
how many
you.
times
And I'm
have you
willing-
been
Let me finish.
promising
I
that?
didn't interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. We'll try to help you as much as we can. In fact, I had a plan before you told me to shut up and get out of the meeting. This is the exact words you told me, and I left. That's the exact words you told me.
Jimmy, do you want me to tell you what you were saying that I told you
No,
to shut up?
you told me to shut up.
We weren't even talking about that. You were not making any sense.
Okay.
Do you actually want me to repeat what you were saying?
You can say whatever
I
you
don't
want.
think you do.
Well, listen, Miss Rachel, I always tried to help you, but when you told me to shut up and walk out, and Mr. Barnes was there, he heard the same thing, and I was offended by it, because I wanted to do more is try to help. I try to help everybody. And you coming out here and making all these things you're saying, in other words, until the judge signs, I cannot talk to you, I cannot try to help you in no kind of way, until the judge signs off on everything.
Now, you want me to tell you why I told you to shut up and get out? Because I got a phone call. If you remember, and if Mr. Barnes wants to say the truth, and I have people here, you were supposed to make an appointment with us, with you, James Bourne, in Thibodeau, at Cam's office. We were gonna figure all this out, and I got a phone call that Lisa, I think her name was, called me and said, Miss Hebert, is she in here?
She's in here.
Oh, okay, then you must have been the one I talked to. Said, Miss Hebert, I'm returning your call. And I said, well, we were supposed to have a meeting with Mr. Cantrell and myself and us in your office. And you said, oh, well, I'm sorry, Miss Cantrell. Oh, well, Mr. Cantrell's on his way to talk to me right now in my office. I hung up and I was upset because you had already set that up and we were supposed to be on good terms. So I told you to shut up and get out. 2 hours later, she called me, and you want me to tell you what she told me? Miss Hebert, you go ahead and hire you a lawyer. I can no longer talk to you. Now the parish is suing you. Now, did I have a right to tell you to shut up? Because what you did, you were doing two-faced.
Listen, I cannot tell what she says and hearsay, but I know one thing. I was going there to help you, and Mr. Barnes was going there to help you.
No, y'all weren't. Y'all were
Well,
standing at
this
the
is your
ditch.
perception.
James Bourne told Wesley Bourne he
not-
was going to pay for the damage that the parish did when they built the ditch.
Well, she's here right now. I don't
Y'all
know.
told us that y'all were gonna dig because James Bourne said he had family living in the next street and that y'all were going to dig a ditch on the property that, actually the ditch was on the other property. Nick walked out. He got there and he lied and he said that ditch was on our property. It wasn't, because they have the stakes showing where the ditches were. So he lied on the witness stand. You know, the sad part about it is maybe I just didn't have the balls that I should have had when I went to court. But why weren't y'all in court? Why weren't any of y'all in court? Why was Steve Faust not in court? He's the one that changed the stuff. Hey, and I have all of this.
Oh, good.
Everything I'm telling you, I can give to these people. I can give them
Well,
all
do
the
it.
documents, the pictures. I mean, I'm standing in a ditch that is 16 feet high, and then he goes and tells Tim that y'all gonna go and y'all gonna sweep the ditches as soon as the judge rules on it. What y'all gonna do? Y'all trying to come in and dig the ditches bigger? Why don't you tell us what your plan? Don't do it in front of just us on the property. Why don't you say now with the cameras, let them all know what's your plans when the judge is done. How big the ditch is that y'all feel y'all have to come and dig. You were talking a lot over there. Both of y'all did a lot of talking.
Again, Miss Rachel, we cannot discuss this until it's signed by the judge. After
Why?
that, because we can't, it's against the law, we can't talk about
Well,
it.
okay, the first meeting you blamed your judge. It was your lawyer that was doing all this. Y'all weren't even doing this anymore. Now you're saying you recanting that you lied to me?
Miss Rachel, I never lied to you at all, period. And I don't
Jimmy,
know
I've been
why.
knowing you a long time.
I've been doing it.
Don't make me go there.
Well, you can go anywhere you want, but I've never lied to you. You just don't
Don't
want
make
to,
me
you
go
just
there,
don't want to
Jimmy.
hear the truth, that's
You
it.
don't want me to go there.
Okay,
How many years?
many years.
Don't make me go there. Well, anyway, that's our problem is. I would like for this to be looked into and stop them from really destroying this subdivision. I don't know what their agenda was. I can just speculate. When somebody's screaming, I'm buying this property at a good price, to the guy that, and just, doing all of this stuff, I'm not accusing, I'm just saying this is my speculation. Okay, this is what I came up with, what it sounded like. All I'm asking is to stop them from digging up this neighborhood. There's a lot of places that are really flooding, but this is not flooding. It's not. We can't even sell our property right now, because this is all in litigation. The man can't sell property. We can't sell, and I can't even build. I don't like Houma. I can't build there. I can't do anything until the judge does something. And I would really appreciate if Cam Mobile would know that I've called his office many of times to talk to him about all of this. And I was always told he wasn't in. I could not get an appointment with him.
Okay, well, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Bourgeois, you have something on this?
I was just gonna say, if it's within the legal system, then we should probably meet executive or not discuss.
Okay, thank you. What can I do for you, sir?
I'd like to address the council, please, sir. I'm a little late. I'm the sitting JP for the 10th Ward, sir.
Step up and name and address for the record, please.
Okay. I apologize for my tardiness.
Just flip it back around.
I'll
There you
flip
go.
it back. Turn it on. Martin Wade, 16358 West Avenue A, Galliano, Louisiana. I'm the sitting JP for the 4th District, 10th Ward. I thank you for allowing me to come up here and announce that, one, the court is up and running. I was sworn in on October 25th after all legal delays. So far, we've had 6 evictions, 2 small claims, and 2 marriages solemnized, which is a slow start, but I have a few requests to make. One, there's a sign on the road by Miss Loyce's house, our late JP, that needs to be removed and put over there by my place. As soon as we can get around to it, I'd like that. Also, I'd like to thank the Parish Council, their Library Board of Control. They have graciously allowed us to start holding court in the meeting room at the South Lafourche Library. That means we'll have a public place where we'll meet at.
Of course, I haven't been updated on the website, but I just want to come here and let you know, yes, the court is up and running, and we have taken anything, and if there's anything I can do to help the council, please let me know. I remain sincerely your servant, Martin Wade.
All right, sir, thank you for coming out tonight, and congratulations on your new appointment.
Sometimes I wonder if it was worth winning.
It's kind of early to be saying that now.
I know we're on the council reports, but I just wanted to mention that we're going to be losing another one. Mr. Dan Boudreau will be leaving us after this week.
And he finally got a haircut.
We finally got him to cut his hair, and he's leaving us. I just want to thank you for doing such a great job for us. I know your job wasn't always easy. I guess we might get you in again if we have a special meeting. I'm not sure, but anyway, thank you for all your hard work. We appreciate it.
Who's your replacement, Dan?
They're looking right now.
Okay, moving on to Section M, discussions. Number 34, discussion regarding dispensing with December 26, 2017 LPC meeting. Mr. Jones.
Yes, that's the day after Christmas, and we normally dispense the meeting, the second meeting in December every year. So just want to see if we can dismiss this one for another year.
Do we have to vote on that, or?
No.
So should it have been a resolution? No? Okay. All right, so we'll put it to a vote of the council. All in favor of dispensing the December 26, 2017 meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Okay, under discussion, I wanted to bring something up. I received a few calls from some people that live, I guess, in my district and Mr. Bourgeois' district pertaining to the Butch Hill boat launch. And this request, I guess, is, I don't know if they're friends of Mr. Lusko or whatever, but they're requesting that the parish start naming or calling the Butch Hill launch Lusko launch. Lusco, okay, excuse me, Lusco is close. So, you know, just for discussion, I don't know if we should entertain that by resolution or anything like that. If anybody has any thoughts on that. The man owns the property and leases it to the parish, and they think it would be a good way to honor his contribution to the sportsmen of the area. So, any thoughts on that? Okay. All right, so can we get a motion to adjourn?
I got one more thing, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Jones.
Just like to congratulate our co-chair, Ms. Lucy Sposito, for elected to the Women's Hall of Fame, Louisiana Women's Hall of Fame.
Louisiana Women's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so she was December 3rd, it was, or 4th. Well, we were all there, and it was a great time. Congratulations, Lucy.
Congratulations, Lucy. Mr. LaFont?
Spotlight. Mr. Chairman, it's a customary tradition that you allow each and every member up here to wish the constituents and the people of Lafourche Parish a Merry Christmas. We could do
Okay,
that, please.
absolutely. Let's do it. You want to start from the top? District 1?
Yes, remember, Jesus is the reason for this season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Jones family.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's from the Groves.
Hope it's the best Christmas ever. Happy New Year from the Spositos.
From my house to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and please be safe. Remember the reason for the season.
Yes, I'll second Mr. Jones and Mr. Perillo. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from the Melvins.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Great times for next year from the Bourgeois family. Thank you.
Yep, Merry Christmas, everyone.
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and remember, please keep Christ in Christmas, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everybody, and especially our fellow councilmen, and please keep your prayers for all the women and men and soldiers of this United States that gives us the freedom to hold the things we do, because some of them not here for with their families, so let's pray for them and give them a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Yes, I want to wish the people a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from myself, my wife, Tookie, 2 daughters, Dodie and Kelly, son-in-law, Max, and my first grandchild, a little girl named Maria. I see how she is now. Look at all the damage she did in Puerto Rico. But she's all right. She's coming around. And I can't forget my dog, Tippy. And also all the ones that are protecting us overseas or wherever they're at, because we are here with our families and they are not. So remember that.
Mr. Cantrell.
All right, I also want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Hope everything goes better next year for everyone. Thank you very much.
All right, can we get a motion to adjourn? Moved by Mrs. Esposito, second by Mr. Grove. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 9-0. We are adjourned at 6:06.